Okay, if you go to the description of this movie, it says mermaids, mental patients, and ghosts. I mean, honestly, with that kind of description, why the hell wouldn't you want to watch this movie? Hey guys, welcome to Happywax TV. So I just want to do a quick review on this movie. I didn't know anything about it. I actually just saw the trailer for it about a week ago, and I watched it and I thought, wow, this looks kind of cool. And it came out in October, so I'm not sure how I missed it, but you know, there's a lot of movies that come out. But I'm telling you straight up, and I've said this 1,000 times, I'm telling you, video on demand, low budget movies, for the most part, are the way to go. I mean, just the stories and the ideas, and I mean, case in point, this movie, Mermaid Down, is like they're never gonna pitch this to like a big name studio like Universal or something, or you know what I mean? Like, I would probably say if they walked in and pitched this story and gave the description, it stars, you know, it has mermaids starring in it, it has ghosts, mental patients, and a serial killer. I mean, more chances than not they're going to get laughed out of the studio. Do you know what I mean? But with this low budget style of movie where you kind of collect the majority of the money yourself, I mean, you can do these kind of things. And this is why I'm stressing so much that video on demand movies, these low budget things, are gold. This is where all the ideas are. You know what I mean? The great ideas and up and coming directors and you know, willing to producers and directors willing to take chances on these movies because they don't have to answer to the big studios, and it's great. And this is the case for this fucking movie. I mean, let me just read the synopsis. A mermaid is ripped from the Pacific. Her tail is chopped off, and she's thrown into a mental home where no one believes she is a mermaid. And I mean, what? I mean, if you try and pitch that to they'd probably laugh you out of the building. I love this movie. I thought it was great. I'm kind of getting off topic here, but it's directed by Jeffrey Grauman, and I think this is only his second full-length feature. And basically, it's got a huge cast. Okay, it's got a lot of people in this movie, but Alexandria Bakova is the mermaid, and she is absolutely great in this movie. Not only is she stunning, okay, but she plays this mermaid character to a T. It was almost like watching, I can't remember what the lady's name is now, but the woman that played the vampire in Bliss. I mean, it was just crazy. But basically, the movie starts off, and the opening first scene in this movie is two old salty sons of bitches sailors, you know what I mean, talking about mermaids and that they do exist. And then they go out and fucking catch one, which is this Alexandria Barkova character. And it was so funny because when they're on this guy's vessel and they catch this mermaid, all I could do was picture, I don't know, like just the way these guys were acting. It reminded me of the movie Treevenge, you know, where the lumberjacks come at Christmas time and chop down all the trees, and the trees are the Christmas trees are alive, and then they come back and attack them. It's just the way these two fishermen were acting, these old salty fucking grumbly yelling and screaming. I had Treevenge written all over it, and I fucking loved it. But anyways, they capture her. For some reason, they want to cut her tail off, so they do it, and they throw her down in the hold. And then along shows, okay, let me just say this too. There's some things in this film that you have to be forgiving of, but again, it's low budget, okay? So, and I mean, but it's not like stupid low budget, you know what I mean? Like, this stuff all makes sense. It's just, you're not going to see this style in big budget movies. And when you watch this movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. But anyways, along comes Dr. Bear, played by Bert Culver. They don't really say in the beginning why he's out in his boat following or tracking this vessel that was capturing this mermaid. They don't really give a background. But anyways, he comes on board, saves the woman or the mermaid, you know, kills these two sailors, and then takes her back to this mental hospital that he works in. He's he's the head doctor there. And then he kind of throws her into the general population. Now, again, you have to be forgiving of this movie because, you know, the next scene, she's in this, but she's sprouted legs. Okay, so I guess the lore is, or the mythology is, if you cut a tail off of a mermaid and it's on land, it'll grow legs back instead of a tail. Okay, so they kind of dive into that a little bit. But I don't want to give too much away from this flick, but the first act is her getting captured, putting into this hospital, okay, as a mental patient. And this is where all the other characters come in, where we meet all these women. And and I'm telling you, this movie is incredible, the idea for it, because not only do you have these women, okay, that are mentally nuts, but then you have a ghost in here. And like for the first 2 acts, you're thinking to yourself, okay, where the fuck is this ghost coming from? Because only one person, well, 2 people can see her actually. June can actually see this ghost, okay, who is one of the former patients in the hospital. And then the mermaid, we find out, can see the ghost, okay? So they kind of interact with each other. The mermaid character never speaks, and when she does try and speak, it comes out, it sounds like a dolphin type of noise, which is fantastic, because I'm telling you, a lot of times in lower budget movies, the sound effects are lacking. Okay, this movie was fantastic. I mean, the budget for this movie was only $85,000, which I found to be just absolutely mind-boggling considering the scale of this movie. Like, there's a lot of people in this movie, and I can guarantee you a lot of them were either working for free or made like next to no money. Like, you know what I mean? Because $85,000, really? Like, wow. And the practical effects on the mermaid creature were fantastic. I mean, I don't know, this movie looks a lot bigger than it actually is. And I'm telling you, it's from good direction and just a whole whack of people that really wanted to be a part of this movie. And a great story. I mean, like, the doctor turns out to be kind of a lunatic, okay? And I don't want to give spoilers, because this is a movie that's better off, you know, not knowing a lot going into it. So I'll kind of keep it on the down low as to what's going to happen and stuff. But all I will say is this is definitely worth watching. The practical is good. The CGI, there's not a ton of it in here, but when it is used, it's used sparingly, and it doesn't look cheesy like some movies do. The acting is fantastic. All the women in this film are just like incredible actresses. And again, they just look like they want to be there, and that makes a world of difference. Because, I mean, really, this is a killer story. I mean, when have you ever seen a movie with ghosts, mermaids, and serial killers and mental patients in it? I don't think ever. Okay, so when I sat down to watch this thing, I was like, okay, impress me, and it did. It really did. This like, it does have some slow moments. It's an hour and a half long, and I say this a lot with video on demand movies. It's like, it's almost like they try and extend some scenes just to hit that 90-minute mark. Like, you could easily trimmed off 10 minutes just to kind of keep some moments in this movie, like the pace moving, but whatever. I mean, it's not a perfect movie by any means, but it is a good movie. For a rating, I would probably give this, I would probably say like a good strong 7. I was really impressed with this, and I was really impressed with Alexandra Barkova as the mermaid. I thought she just fucking killed it, and she just has that look about her. She's a beautiful woman, you know what I mean? But man, oh man, whoever cast her as the mermaid, thumbs up, because they did a great job. So anyways, the movie is called Mermaid Down. Again, I'm not sure what, like, I understand there's a mermaid in it, but Mermaid Down, I don't get that portion of it. But anyways, that's what it's called, and it's a great movie. So it's out now. You can watch it on all platforms. If you have seen this, chime in and let me know what you thought of this one. And if you haven't, go watch it. You can rent it. I think it's like $4.99. Come back and let me know what you thought. But definitely this is one to watch. It's not super gory, but there is a little, some gory spots in it. But I would say it's more like a fantasy style horror movie as opposed to like just a straight on kind of horror movie, but definitely worth a watch. So anyways, Mermaid Down. If you've seen it, let me know. If you haven't, go watch it. Come back and let me know what you thought of it. And yeah, guys, pretty good movie. And as always, stay scared.